I survived 100 days as a zombie in Minecraft. While eating at a new restaurant in Greenfield, I began to choke on a chicken wing. After a few failed attempts to get the bone that was stuck in my throat out, I died. Yep, you heard me right. I only went and died, but don't worry guys, because I came back as a zombie. Brain. With no cure to, well, death, I decided to do these 100 days a little differently, and I set myself 3 main objectives. 1. Find and infect the owner of that new restaurant so he never sells another chicken wing. 2. Turn everyone in this small town into zombies to create my own zombie army. And 3. Infect this entire city so I can start my very own zombie apocalypse. Do I have what it takes to be the most infectious zombie ever in Minecraft? Or will the government track me down and take me out before I even get started? Stay tuned to find out what happens next. Here we go, day 1 as a zombie. I wasn't really sure what was going on when I woke up the first morning. I was in this tight dark space and I couldn't really see much. I managed to climb out and that's when it hit me. I really am a zombie. Cool. I checked out my headstone. R.I.P. Little Kelly. Chicken wings were her fave. Wow, so not cool. I hate chicken wings now. I took a look at some of the other gravestones. Mary O'Shea, a real-life buzzkill. Yikes, I don't want to wake her up then. Wow, look at this thing. It's huge. Who could live in this fancy dead man room? I went inside to take a look, but whoever it was is a box of bones now, and that's no fun. When I was leaving, I noticed this guy. He looks like the gravedigger or the guy who looks after the graveyard. Either way, he looks like my first official zombie snack. I snuck closer and closer, hoping not to spook him. I got right up behind him, and then, nom 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 nom. Brains. After I finished my first meal, I went looking for some more, but so far, nothing. And then, a zombie! Oh wait, I'm a zombie too! Wow, turns out if I bite a living person, they also turn into zombies. Now that gives me an idea. After walking around through the night and for most of day 2, myself and my new zombie friend arrived at this little cabin in the middle of the woods. It looks to be surrounded by water like some kind of moat, so we took a look around to see if we could find a way across. Eventually, we arrived at this bridge, but it was all broken down. Looks like whoever was inside didn't want to be bothered. I was just about to swim across when I remembered every zombie movie I've ever seen. You know, that zombies can't swim. So I sent my friend in first to test it out. And just as I suspected, he sank right down to the bottom. R.I.P. my little green friend. Plan B. I went into the trees and chopped one down. I made a crafting table and used that to make a little boat. I'm a zombie that can make a boat. I made my way across the water onto the cabin island. I took a look around and I could see someone inside. I couldn't exactly just knock on the door and let myself in, so I went to plan B. I went back to my zombie friend in the water and used this fishing rod I made to fish him back out. I then placed him outside the door and rang the doorbell and hid to see what would happen. After a few seconds, the guy from inside opened the door, and boy did he scream. He ran back inside and closed the door. I wasn't sure what was happening until I heard this. It sounded like he was loading a shotgun. I tried to call my zombie friend back, but it was too late. The guy from inside the cabin came out and bang! No! Now's my time to strike when he isn't looking. Num 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 num. I did it! I went inside to take a look around his house when I found this guy. He tried to put up a fight, but he was no match for me. Num 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 num. After a little while, I had 2 new zombie friends for my army. We made a little gravestone for my fallen zombie comrade, and then we set off towards the other side of the lake. Over the next few days, we walked through these forest lands, feeding on whatever we could find, including these cows here. But man, these guys were fast. We could barely get a single bite in. On night 5, as we were walking, I spotted some light near the break in the trees. That looks and sounds like there's some humans. We got closer and there seems to be a few inside these cabins. Only problem is, if they're out here, they must be hunters. And hunters have guns and bullets that make us zombies go night-night. I decided that my new 2 zombie friends were gonna put these guys to the test. I got a better vantage point and I waited to see what happened and to see how my zombie army could handle these guys. I watched both zombies make their way towards camp. One of the hunters spotted them and ran inside. Then all hell broke loose. At least another 3 hunters came out and boy, they were not messing around. One of the zombies grabbed a hunter, but she managed to slip away. Then the hunters cut them both down in seconds. I was going to need some serious backup if I was going to take these hunters down. They seem well organized and they seem heavily armed, and I was going to need a small army of zombies to take them out. So over the next 5 days, that's exactly what I did. I started with this farmer trying to gather his sheep. Sorry, not sorry. Then I hid in this cave waiting for this rock climbing guy to come in and check it out. Nom 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 nom. And then I stumbled upon these guys camping. They didn't even see us coming. Nom 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 nom. Then finally, on night 10, I managed to find one of those hunters all alone, out hunting in the middle of the night. I snuck around the edge of the trees trying to not make any loud noises. And once I made sure he was alone, I went in for the kill. Nom 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 nom. So there we have it. After 5 long days of nights of recruiting, I had an army big enough to take down those pesky hunters. Now all I have to do is find my way back and wait until tomorrow night to attack. By day 11, we were ready. I got to my viewing post and I have my zombie soldiers hungry and positioned around the hunter's camp, ready to go at my command. Brains! There they go! Look at them move. One slick flesh-eating machine. Those hunters didn't even see them coming. I made my way down to check out their hard work. Great job, you guys! Now we have another 3 to the army. After a while, our new recruits were ready to go, so we packed up and moved out. Our next mission, march to Mr. Cluck's house, the guy who owns the new restaurant that I died in. It's time for some payback. Over the next few days, myself along with my new and approved zombie army hiked through the forest in search for Mr. Cluck's house. And eventually, on night 15, we found it. Look at the size of that place. I mean, it's the biggest house I've ever seen. He totally doesn't deserve it. Myself and my zombie soldiers came up with a plan of attack for tomorrow. But now, we eat. Brains! It never gets old. Here we go. Today is the day. Day 16. The day I turned that restaurant owner into one of my flesh-eating army. I mean, he didn't even help my family pay for the funeral. Like, come on. He totally deserves to get eaten. Anyway, I headed towards the front door while the rest of my army stayed outside and kept watch in case he tried to escape. I went through the front door and made my way into the house. No sign of him or anyone for that matter yet, but I kept on looking. Geez, how many swimming pools does this guy need? Eventually, I made my way upstairs, and just as I got to the top and rounded the corner, there he was, Mr. Cluck's, or should I say, my next meal. When he saw me, he totally freaked out, and he made a run for it, so I chased him. He ran down the corridor and took a right. I'll have him trapped in no time. Then he went outside on the balcony. This is it! Oh no, he managed to get on the other side and run past me. Stupid slow zombie legs, I can't run. I followed him out and around the corner and bang! He closed the door in my face. No! It looks like some kind of secure bunker or safe room. There's no way I can break down this door. I guess we'll just have to wait him out. And over the next week, that's what we did. But it seemed like he had all the supplies in there to last another year. What am I gonna do? I decided to take a look around the house to see if there was another way in, but so far, no luck. I did, however, stumble across this room. Looks like Mr. Cluck's up here has his very own potion room with all these ingredients. I'm pretty sure I could whip up some swiftness potions for me and my army. Now, we can finally run. I ran around giving my soldiers swiftness potions and man, I'm telling you, we'll be able to take down this city in no time. On day 24, just as I was heading back inside, I noticed this little guy. It looks like a bird got inside. Perfect timing for lunch. As I walked towards it, the house intercom came online.
Please don't touch my bird. It's done nothing to you. It's the only thing I love. Don't break my heart, please. I'll pay you.
No way! Turns out this little feathered beast belongs to Mr. Cluck. Well then, I definitely have to eat him now. And just before I took a big bite, something hit me. It's him. He's out of his room. But I have to play it cool. He doesn't know I can run yet. I got closer and closer until finally, I sprinted towards him. All he could do was scream. Nom 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 nom. Day 25 and my first objective is complete. I've taken down Mr. Cluck's, the guy who owns the restaurant that killed me with its chicken wings. Sweet, sweet zombie justice. We gathered up some more recruits over the week, including maids and gardeners. I think we're ready for our next mission. Over the next 4 days, we marched towards the closest village about 80 miles away. Our plan, to take it down and make our army bigger and stronger. Brains. After 4 or 5 days walking, we finally arrived at the closest village. I got my army of soldiers to wait while I go down and check the place out. It was late at night, so the place seemed very quiet. I snuck up to the closest house and had a look inside. Someone lives here for sure, but who would be in bed this early? I went around the front. A little smart car. Interesting. Just as I was heading over to the next house to take a look, a car started coming my way. Yikes, I can't get caught already. I ran and hid in the bushes beside the house. Wait a second, is that a security guard? And if it is, why is he here this late at night? After he finished his checks, he drove off. Then an old man left his house to put his trash bin out. Then it hit me. This is a retirement village. This is perfect. I watched the old man go back inside. This place is going to be like taking candy from an old baby. I went back up to the herd and told them to spread out around the village, but don't attack just yet. First, I need to figure out the security guard's routine and take him down. Then I can move on to the old folk. Over the next few nights, I followed the security guard to try and figure out his routine. It looks like he does the same route every hour until the change in shift. He does this street second last, and he always says hello to this old man who takes out his trash at the same time every night. And he always stops to admire these fancy sports cars before he does his final street. This is where I'm going to eat him. Brains. Day 39. The security guard shift just started and he's nearly done his first round. Once he pulls up outside, I have 2 zombie soldiers ready to scare him up to me for a tasty flesh sandwich. Okay, here he comes. Okay, he's out of his jeep. And now! That's it, my zombie soldiers. He's running right towards me. And just when he thought he was safe, boo! Nom 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 nom. And now that the security guard has been taken care of, I guess we can start working our way through this village. Over the next 10 days, Mission Age Steak was a go. My zombie soldiers took this village house by house, making my army unbeatable. With my zombie soldiers getting smarter and stronger, soon we'll be ready to take the city for ourselves. Brains! I'm getting really the hang of this whole zombie thing. Everything was going great until day 50, the corner house. My zombie soldiers were doing their thing when World War III broke out inside the house. Who's in there and do they have a full army? I retreated back behind cover when a little old lady came outside. You've got to be kidding me. Then she locked me in her sights and she opened fire. Ah! Every zombie for themselves! Day 51, and this little old lady is the last person alive in this entire village. She's beginning to be a right pain in the zombie butt. I sent in wave after wave, but she took them out with ease. Where did she get a grenade? Like, come on! By night 51, I had no choice. I had to retreat. She was killing too many zombie soldiers for my liking. You survived this time, lady, but when I come back with an entire city next time, you won't be so lucky. Ah! Stop shooting at me! I was trying to walk away all cool! Run! On day 52, we regrouped and we headed out. Next stop, the city. Did I mention that the city is like 400 miles away? So we actually did it in good time. On day 59, we arrived at what looks like a small private airport, and it seems as though there's a few people inside. I waited until it got dark before I moved in closer to get a better look, just in case. I do not want another battle like that old lady. Jeez. I managed to get pretty close before I spotted someone getting into a buggy close by. It looks like he's military, but also kind of old. Maybe he's ex-military? I wonder where he's going. I decided to follow him and check out what he's up to. Looks like a runway light is out. I was about to head back when he took out a gun. Oh no, did he hear me? He's heading my way. Oh my goodness, I'm good, but I'm not good enough to dodge bullets. Just as I thought I was done for, I spotted this cave, so I slipped in under the gap and hid. Oh my gosh, he's right above me. Thankfully, he went back to his buggy and I slipped away unnoticed. I spent the next few days watching to see what these guys are actually doing here, and it looks like they're flying stolen weapons around Minecraft. On night 65, I finally had a chance to check out the weapons these guys had. Wow, These guys are not messing around. They have everything from submachine guns to missile launchers. And that's not all. Look at this tank! How cool would a zombie apocalypse be on that thing? I was just about to leave when I heard some voices heading towards me. Oh no, I think someone's coming my way. I was about to run when I realized someone left the keys in the ignition. I rolled out onto the airport strip and I caused chaos. The army dude ran back inside and got his buddies. Bring it on! I loaded up the cannon shells and I fired one straight at them. Boom! Right on target. I was taking some pretty close calls and the tank is getting pretty damaged. I was going to have to reload fast if I want to make it out in one piece. I took aim again and boom! Another one bites the dust. Then, without warning, my tank was too badly damaged to continue. I jumped out and loaded my gun and shot back at the mercenary and I think I hit him. I did hit him! Take that! Look how good my army of zombies look now. Pity they have terrible aim. I guess we'll have to start a zombie apocalypse the old-fashioned way. We gathered the dead and turned them into zombies, adding to my army. Now we start our 10-day walk to the city of Greenfield, my final stand, my zombie apocalypse. On day 76, we'd made it to the edge of the city, and we were starting our very own zombie apocalypse. My zombie soldiers are ferocious and quick, and together, we're gonna make light work of this city. We moved through each residential area of the city to continue growing my army. I know the main city center is gonna be hard work, especially because the military and the government will know what's hit the city by now. But I'm not scared of any fight. This is my apocalypse. By day 85, my zombie flesh-eating army had taken the entire south side of the city. Brains! I have thousands of these zombie soldiers obeying my every command. I guess I can see why celebrities get too big for their boots. I mean, I've already gone power mad. Little did I know that by day 86, some scientists in a stupid lab had already begun working on a final cure for the infected. And after many trials, they'd figured it out. They had created a cure to bring people back from the dead. Obviously for me, this is not good for business, and it had to be stopped. After another few days of sweet, sweet zombie terror on the city, we'd pretty much all the muscle we needed to take that lab out and destroy the cure before they can get it mass manufactured. A small group of my zombie soldiers and I snuck past army checkpoints and finally made it to the lab on day 93. We've taken many casualties trying to take the city, but so far, we are winning. All I need to do now is get to this lab and destroy the cure. We made a run for it. We smashed through the glass at the side of the lab and stormed through the building. My zombie soldiers took care of the military and the scientists while I searched for the cure. Eventually, I found the lab it was in. The only thing standing in my way was this soldier. I was just about to attack when he took out what looks to be a syringe. Wait, is that the cure? Oh no, if he manages to inject me with that thing, I'll be normal again and my mission to be the most evil and infectious zombie in Minecraft will be over. Not on my watch, buddy. Let's dance. We fought all over the lab, going punch for punch. I thought he was defeated, and sometimes I thought I was done for, but eventually, I managed to throw him out this broken window to the ground floor. I did it! I went inside the room, and there it was, the cure. Time to destroy it all. The next few days, my zombie army dominated the city and tore it down one brick at a time, leading me to here, day 100. The city has fallen and a new zombie apocalypse has begun. We had torn down the hospitals and all of the branches of government now work for me as part of my zombie horde. From now on, every inch of the world belongs to me, Little Kelly, the single most infectious zombie in Minecraft. We did it, guys. We completed all of our objectives, including killing Mr. Clucks, infecting the small retirement village, and then ultimately taking over the city and starting my very own zombie apocalypse. Great work, guys!